Hey Clashers, the biggest changes we ever had to our current league system are just around the corner. Because a lot of you were expecting the Legend rework. Instead, we're going to get a rework of the entire league system. Which means we are going to get new leagues, we're going to get as well a split between a ranked mode and as well a farm mode, a normal mode. But now you might wonder, why are those changes happening? Well, one of the main reasons is actually that there is by now so many different Clash players out there who are playing for different reasons, who are playing on a different activity level, who are playing on different skill levels, and so on. So with this split of having like a normal, like a farm mode type, and as well having a ranked mode type, Supercell is trying to really play into different strengths and trying into different communities and players. But I think we should as well check out what exactly is the normal mode and what exactly is the ranked mode. Let's start things off. And the beginning makes the battle mode, or how I call it, the farm mode, because this mode is available to every player out there. It doesn't matter if you are a legend player, if you have just started the game or whatever, everyone has access to the battle, to the normal, to the farm mode, which means you can do unlimited attacks in this game mode without gaining or losing trophies. You are just going for loot. The matchmaking as well is based on your current Town Hall level, which makes sure that you're having more fun, more fair matchups, and that you can enjoy the game more often. On top of that, we have a simplified shield system where you gain an 8-hour shield, but you don't lose it when you're attacking someone else. But more about the explanation of that entire system as we're getting closer to the update. Let's move on now to the ranked mode. In this one, the matchmaking is going to be based on your current progression through the new league system, where leagues are going to be reworks and new tiers are going to be added. This entire ranked mode is going to be available for Town Level 7 players and above. So you need to be Town Hall 7 to unlock the ranked mode, which is really important. As well, the entire system here, the new league system, is pretty much going to mirror the legend system, but it's going to be scaled down. Which means your attacks are going to be limited to really make sure that every attack feels important. But with limited attacks, this means as well that how quickly you can get up and get down is somewhat limited. This is why we're going to get into a really important topic in just a bit, where I will explain to you how you're going to get put into the new league system. But before that, how does it work with the star bonus? The star bonus progression can be pushed forward in the normal, in the farm mode, in the battle mode, whatever you want to name it, and as well in the new ranked mode. So it doesn't matter what you're going to play from those, both are going to support the progression of your star bonus. But now we're going to get to the important part. What do you need to know moving into the update? Because how do you get seeded into the new league system? Well, the important news here is that the trophies matter. If you want to get seeded really high into the new league system, you need to push as high as possible. This is the reason why this season was extended. So people have the time to get their personal bests, to push as high as possible, because as well, the trophies you're going to have in your profile, like the highest, the personal best you ever had, are going to stay there as well with the rework. And seeded into the new league system is going to be based on the trophies you're going to finish this season with, and as well your Town Hall level. How does it work for those players who are not active or not really attacking? They're just going to be seeded on their Town Hall level. Which means, if you want to get into the highest leagues, you need to push right now this entire season. As well, since everyone has access now to those regular battles and can farm non-stop, there is unfortunately a bad news for legend players. Which means you're not going to have the privilege anymore to not get attacked. Everyone can get attacked when it comes down to the regular battle mode, and they can lose loot again. That is right. To compensate that, the loot for legend or in general when doing the ranked mode is getting increased. So that's going to compensate that a little bit. But in theory, you have now unlimited attacks anyways to make sure that you can cut your losses and get this loot back. And this brings us to the final Legend season. This is at least how Supercell is phrasing it. It is the last Legend season with the current system. But obviously there's going to be more Legend seasons in the future, but with the new league system then. The important thing here is that they're saying that it's only for the best of the best, which means I would assume that most players in Legends are going to lose that rank. Which means talking about only the best of the best. I would assume maybe top 10,000, top 100,000 maybe, but probably something in that range. But right now, we have 1.6 to 1.8 million players in Legends. And if you compare those numbers, you know, yep, over 1 million players are most likely going to lose the Legend badge. But if you now feel like you want to get back to the highest league, there is something you have to know. And that is that in the highest leagues out there, there's going to be battle modifiers. Now you might wonder, it's what exactly is the battle modifier? Well, that is pretty much a version of hard mode. Supercell is sharing that in their video where they're saying it's not going to be as tough. And the things they're listing are defenses, defense power is going to be increased, attacking heroes decreased, and as well then the last thing is the defending heroes being stronger. There was no equipment on that list, at least showcased in the Supercell video, which means equipment seems to be not touched. But overall, the game is going to be tougher in that league then. And as I said earlier, it's going to be only for the best of the best. So if you want to be there, make sure that you're pushing this season, because this is how you're going to get seeded. Since we are going to get new leagues and as well new tiers, the current achievements are going to be replaced. Which means if you have not achieved so far the Crystal, Master, and as well the Champion achievement, make sure that you're getting them until the update, because otherwise you cannot get them anymore. And trust me, you want to have those gems. If you want to upgrade your helpers, if you want to get some hero books, if you want to get ores, it doesn't matter, gems are always helpful. Or equipments, for example. There's many good use cases for the gems, and this is why you should make sure to complete those achievements, but we're going to get new ones with the new leagues as well. With that, I think we have showcased pretty much everything which I can announce so far, and now we're going to get to the part where I share my opinion. Well, first off, I mean, I personally just love it. I mean, I'm always more competitive player, right? So I just love the fact that we're going to have now as well a ranked mode, but at the same time, we're keeping the casual aspect with the normal battle mode, which means people who do not care about ranked or which even gets close to that, they just want to casually play the game, they can, and they have as many attacks as they want. On the other side, with the hardest and the highest leagues, this is where it's going to get tricky in my opinion. Personally, I don't mind battle modifiers where like something like hard mode or something like that is going to be added. It's quite nice to have a challenge, right? But depending on how big they're going to make that group, I think that might be a problem in the future. Because if you just take a look at the current hit rates of pro teams in hard mode, the difference, the scaling is insane. The top 8 teams in one of the last qualifiers, which means the top 40 players in the world at that point, had a hit rate overall of roughly 50%. If you scale this down now to the stage right before, which means top 128 teams, which is roughly, like just roughly 750 teams or something like that, or 750 players, I'm sorry, that hit rate was like at 60%. And we still have those top 40 players like helping in that hit rate. Just imagine now what would happen if the top league is like top 10,000 players, top 50, top 100. That scaling would be crazy. So if the highest league is too hard, I think a lot of people would lose interest. So I hope the sweet balance is going to be there. That's my take right now. Personally, I enjoy it, but I would love to hear your opinion, your feedback on this entire change. Let me know down below in the comments. I will see you guys back tomorrow with the next class video. Until then, see ya and bye-bye.